G'day, Simon and Sue here from Outback Wanderings.
We're starting our journey now with what will be our 5-month trip, heading into South Australia, New South Wales and Queensland, and then back to WA.
We're going to start off in Ravensthorpe and head up the Dunn's track and then across the Nullarbor. Come join us for the ride. Dunn's track is a seldom used, remote 260 kilometre track that runs between Cocanarup near Ravensthorpe and Dundas south of Norseman. Similar to the well-known Holland Track, it was a shortcut to the 1890s Goldfields. The Dunn family started sheep farming at Cocanarup in 1871. The Dunn brothers pioneered a track from Cocanarup first to Carlingup in the 1870s, then extended the track to Peak Charles and the Dundas Goldfields in 1894. The town of Dundas never really achieved its full potential because gold was soon discovered a further 25 kilometres north at what is now Norseman, and the prospectors moved on. The Dunn's track starts on Cocanarup Road, which is about 16 k's southwest of Ravensthorpe. And on this track is the old Dunn's homestead, which we wanted to go in and have a look at. We've come to the turn-off and there's a prescribed burn going on. The roads aren't closed and the fire's been through here, so we think we'll be right to proceed in. The old farmhouse, the Dunn farmhouse, is over there in the distance. It's private property now and there doesn't appear to be any access. There's a lock gate here. Just across the road from the farm gate there's a track and a sign pointing to John Dunn's grave. So we'll take a wander down the track and see if we can find it. Well, as it turns out, we could have driven down this track. There's a loop that goes around past the grave and back up the hill. Never too sure when you've got the camper trailer on whether you can actually get in and turn around without a great deal of difficulty. Anyway, we've made it down to the grave. Leaving the grave, we cross over the Phillips River, which can be impassable in the wet, and head into Ravensthorpe. We just fueled up in Ravensthorpe. We'll head off through town for a little bit and find somewhere to stop and have some lunch. I wanted to be a bit further up the track today, but having a good time, so we'll see how we go. Downtown Ravensthorpe. Okay, heading out of town now towards Esperance for a few kilometres, and we'll take a turn off to the left. We're going to pull up in this little blue metal dump, have some lunch, let some air out of the tyres to make the journey a bit smoother up the track. This is the start of the off-road section. Today, some of the original track is non-existent or overgrown, so we'll follow as closely as we can on the accessible tracks and highways. We turned onto the Nindabillup road 5 or 6 k's back, and we'll be turning off this road shortly and crossing the state barrier fence. Just inside the fence there's an old dogger's hut, so we'll go and have a look at that. Here we are. While we can cross through the barrier fence, we can't travel along it. I'm just going to go up 100 metres or so as soon as Sue has closed the gate and check out this old hut.
Wow, that was fun. I wonder how many gates that's going to be. I'll have to let Annette know.
There's not much to this hut. A little fireplace. Some of the sheets of tin have fallen off. We were here a few years ago and it was all still intact. So the doggers, so-called doggers, patrol this fence quite regularly and take out the feral animals. A couple of rainwater tanks down here, well, a rainwater tank. Still intact. Plenty of water in there. So one's operational, but this one's seen better days. We've left the barrier fence behind us now and we're heading northeast along the track. The track's been widened up a bit. It just used to be a single narrow track. There's been a prescribed burn out here, so they've obviously widened the track for a decent fire break. Okay, so we've just realised that with all these fire breaks going through here, we should have gone straight ahead and not around the bend. We've just made our way back to this turn, and it looks like we're not the only ones to miss it, because there are several tracks turning in this way as well. There we go. This is more like the Dunn's track we remember. Fortunately, we've got a GPS plot of this track, and we didn't go too far before we picked up the fact that we'd gone the wrong way. There's the Cocanarup track going off to our right hand side. Don't know much about that one, or where it goes. It's been wet through here. Nice and dry today though. Coming up to our first major intersection on this Dunn's track. It's called Cascades Road. If you turn to the left, you'll end up on the Lake King Norseman Road. Turn to the right and you'll end up back down to the Southwest Highway. But we're going straight over. There it is, Peak Charles on the horizon, and their destination for tonight's camp.
Looks like a huge pyramid in the desert.
One straight track to get there.
This track's really sandy, isn't it? Almost like it was part of the ocean at some point.
A mob of emus just decided to join us. Could be here for ages. that's it, they stayed off the track. Come to a major intersection here. Peak Eleanora, heading off up in that direction. And we're going to go up that way via Anne's Pass, 10 kilometres to go. And the track up that way, I believe, goes around the back of Peak Charles. Going down Anne's Pass now. Found the turn off. Well, g'day. We're at Peak Charles this morning. Had a good night and we've decided to go for a bit of a hike up to the top of the hill.
Well, one of us is going to make it up to the top. I'm not sure about me, but yeah, let's go.
White markers indicating the trail. Well, just about made it to Mushroom Rock. Bit of a scramble in some places. Nice view to the horizon. I've pushed on up the hill a bit. I've left Sue at Mushroom Rock. It's a bit too much for her. And the track has got quite steep here. And I'll continue on as far as I can. This last section has turned into a real scramble. There's Mushroom Rock down at the middle of the screen now. I've worked my way around the hill. Back up through here, and now going up there. Well, not at the top yet. I've just stopped for a moment to catch my breath, enjoy a bit of the view before pushing on up to the top. I'm just hoping it's not going to be a false peak and I have further to go. It's Eleanora Peak in the distance. We saw the sign to that yesterday. Magnificent landscape. quite barren from many trees. Well, I thought those markers might have been the summit, but I'm wrong. Just a false peak, I'm afraid. Yep, quite a bit further to go. And that'll be our campsite down the bottom of the hill. And we pan back and you see the extensive floodplains out there. You wouldn't know they were there driving along the track. I thought this was going to be the summit, but it's not. We've got quite a considerable distance still to go. And as I've left Sue down at the Mushroom Rock, I'm going to call it a day and head back down. Okay, we're all packed up after that epic walk, leaving Peak Charles now and heading off to Dundas, and we'll have a look around there. Okay, we just found the turn off to Moir Tank, a water catchment area. We'll check it out and give ourselves a break from the corrugations on that last bit of road. Water gets channeled down off the rock and by these little walls built from the local granite, and it's all funneled down into the big tank at the bottom. Like the catchment still does its job. Water weeping out the side of the tank suggests it's probably half full at least. Just got to the Coolgardie Esperance Highway. We put some air back in the tyres and now we're going to head up the road 20 or 30 k's and turn off at Dundas. Here we are, the turn off to Dundas and historic town sites. Dundas townsite is part of the Norseman Heritage Trail and we're 25 k's from Norseman. We'll just stop here and have a bit of a look at the signs. Welcome to Dundas townsite. Map shows the old layout of the town, and there's a collection of bits and bobs. Looks like there would have been a plaque there at one point, but someone's knocked it off. More information. Not much left today. The odd ruins, some street signs. Must have been a rubbish tin. Tin cans everywhere. This would have been the water supply for the township. Decent sized dam wall there to catch the water coming down off the rocks. We've moved up the track a bit now and just stopped at this old head frame. One of the many through the area in its day. Would have used to haul the ore up from underground. Interesting to see it's still in some sort of condition. Brings us to the end of the first leg of our journey. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us next time as we head out across the Nullarbor.